Nikola Jokic or Brandon Podziemski? Who would you rather have for the fantasy basketball playoffs? You see, I'm a guy who's won exactly 32% of all my fantasy basketball leagues the last 20 plus years, gotten top 3 in the majority of them. But I can't make up my mind when it comes down to this question between these two players. And just to be clear, this has nothing to do with Nikola Jokic's knee injury. I assume he's going to be fully healthy by the time fantasy playoffs roll around. So let's do a quick side-by-side comparing the stats of Nikola Jokic versus Brandon Podziemski. Nikola Jokic is having an amazing season, but Brandon Podziemski is averaging 31 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 2.8 steals, half a block. Hang with me here, watch till the end of the video. 4.8 3-pointers per game with relatively average efficiency. 46% field goals, 77% free throws, 3.7 turnovers per game. Jokic, on the other hand, 30 points, 12.2 rebounds, 11 assists per game. Throwing in 0.8 blocks, 1.4 steals, 3.5 turnovers. Plus he's hitting 2.1 3-pointers per game on great efficiencies. Over 60% from the field, over 85% from free throw. So what kind of funny math am I doing to equate Brandon Podziemski to Nikola Jokic? In fact, Podziemski is probably the better play here. You drop a little bit of efficiency for way more steals and threes. Well, what I did is I took into account the reality of fantasy basketball, which is not all players play the same number of games. And there happens to be an 8-game stretch during the fantasy playoffs in which Brandon Podziemski has 5 games, whereas Nikola Jokic only has 2. A major part of what's allowed me to be so successful in fantasy sports is taking advantage of these little tiny loopholes and edges so that you get more volume than your opponents. Last year, my goal was to help as many of you as possible win your fantasy football leagues, and thousands of you who signed up for fansports.com actually achieved that. Now my goal is the same. It's fantasy basketball season in full throttle right now. And I built a new tool to analyze schedules so that you can know which players have the advantage in terms of volume, in terms of the number of games played. Whether you want to jump ahead to the playoffs to start planning there, getting rid of guys who have only 3 games or 2 games some weeks, and getting guys who are going to be much higher upside guys with 4 or 5 games in a week. You can also use it midweek because you'll often see that there will be a 4-game stretch where some guys have 3 games and some have 1, or a 2-game stretch where some games play both nights and another team plays 0 nights. Those are clear instances where you can take advantage of this for your pickup drops midweek. Best thing of all, that tool is fully free right now on fansports.com. I haven't even had time to code the feature to make it so only logged in users or anyone can view it. Anyone on the internet who searches there and goes to the NBA scheduling announcer can view that tool. And what's coming up next that I'm really excited about is updating my ranks for the rest of the season for every player in the NBA and fantasy basketball. Currently, I have expert ranks uploaded to the site, but I'll be honest, I don't know who these experts are. These ranks are honestly atrocious. I've always found my expert ranks are way different than most expert ranks in fantasy basketball. I think it's a big part of what's allowed me to be successful. Also planning on making some videos about specific sleepers, pickups for certain weeks, and trades that you think you should make. Trade Analyzer feature is going to be a big one coming soon. So go check out fansports.com. Thank you so much for spending a few valuable minutes of your day watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay learning. Peace.